Alright guys, I came back to a spot. Actually, it's right here in front of my subdivision. Oh yeah. And I fished this a couple weeks ago in a video. Bam. There you go. It's a few fish here, but it's a bunch. Hook shark. There's a bunch of babies. Hook don't feel good. That's a good fish, guys. All right, this is the Ba Stinger. That's a good one. I mean, here. I hold that bait up here. Y'all can see what I'm using, and you can see the size of the fish. This bait's 1 3/4 inches. All right. This is the Bronco color. Now, I was thinking this morning as I was getting the boat hooked up. So I live in that subdivision right there. I just put in around the turn. You can't quite see the boat ramp. And I fished this, I think it was 3 weeks ago. I stopped here going back in one day. But I used to fish this spot right here. Talked to this fella a couple times. Before I had LiveScope. I get asked this a lot of times. How much does LiveScope help you fishing? Well, I'm fishing a lot of the same places guys I always fished. I've lived on this lake, it'll be 24 years in October. I've been living here. So I can tell you I have fished all these docks here around. This is a good little bass dock, and that's a float out there. It's a rock pile. See the fish broke this now. Good place to stop and catch a couple bass. I've stopped there and catch 4 or 5 sometimes. It's a shallow point, comes up to rock pile. You learn stuff like that where you know you always fished before you had LiveScope or you found with side imaging. I always fished this when my son was small and we'd go crappie fishing. He's 27 now. We go crappie fishing. We would fish this with minnows. Alright guys, good to hear my fighting stance. I don't know why that is. A lot of times I just like to step right down here. It's easier for me to grab the net. And it's easier for me to net them when I'm down a little closer to them than up on that deck. Y'all do that? Bam, that's a good fish. Now I moved from that boathouse. I caught some more that y'all didn't see, but they were small. They were under 9 inches, I would say. Yeah, they were 7 or 8 inches. And I didn't even cut the camera on most of them. There's some big fish there, but they're on back in there further. I lost 2 jigs there, and I thought, well, it's time to move. I lost 2 jig heads. Because I told you it's full of braces, and they're on those braces. And if you don't get it right in their face, he's hooked. Well, I can't quite get it loose. If you don't get it right in their face, they don't want it. I got it. I'm using a number 6 hook. He's about 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4. I'm gonna say 10 and a half. Let's see if we can come up with another one before I run over what I want to fish. Now I'm gonna turn my trolling motor down on 2 or 3. A little bit more power than that. Yep, just enough where it runs and gets me away from this dock so I don't spook them. If you leave it up on 5 or 6 and hit it and get all that wash into that dock, you might as well go on somewhere else. Now I might have done spooked them doing that. Fish can be spooky anywhere, but I'm gonna tell you on this lake, they're very spooky. And listen from some of the other guys on YouTube talking about it, it might just be the season for them to be spooky, because I hear other guys talking about the same thing, how spooky they are this year. And you catch 1 or 2 and they quit, and that's the way it is here. I know this young fella coming right here. I want to talk to him before he gets out of here. This one is a crappie. He's a medium-sized one. I just caught a bass. I don't know if I'm going to show y'all it or not, but I seen a school of shad come through. Because I was talking to y'all just like it was going to be a crappie and it was a bass. And I didn't realize it until he got to the boat. He's about 9 inches. I seen a school of shad come through and the fish come out chasing them. And I thought, okay. And I threw over there amongst the shad and I caught a bass. But I said I was going to show y'all that little brush pile. Right there it is. See, it's a little something right there. That's a lighter. That's a lighter off the boathouse. What that is. That's a little piece of something there. There used to be a lot there. And then they had brush out here in the front right here. That's not the dock. That's the dock. You can see it's nothing there now. It used to be posts there. They probably had a cedar trees tied to it or something. Took a 2x4. put it in a bucket and had cedar trees tied to it and some limbs tied to it and stuff. That's what a lot of people do. And everything's done rotted but the post. But sometimes I have cut them off of that post. Now, once the sun's come out like it is now, it's going to be tough to do that. It's almost 10 o'clock. I didn't start this morning, guys, until I didn't even come out of my house till after 8. It was 51 degrees this morning. That's right. And yesterday morning it was 53. I went to Kerr Lake. We're under this little cold front. It actually feels good now. It's supposed to only be 74 today. Now I think tomorrow back to 80. I think it's supposed to have some rain tomorrow. We're back in the 80s. We usually average around 75 to 80 the month of June. And then July and August is our time period when it gets hot. All right, I'm going to hit another dock, guys, just because like I say, it's only a couple there and they ain't caught on to me. I've caught about 4 there, so a couple little ones too that I didn't even cut the camera on. If I got something really small anymore, so I don't cut the camera on because y'all don't want to see all them babies. Bam. All right, guys, I moved. Like I said I was. I talked to that young man about, we must talk 15-20 minutes. He lives in our subdivision. He's actually the young man that made this post here for me. Made that LiveScope mount for me. A lot of people ask me where I got it. He made it. Sam's got the other one. He made me. The one that Sam has, he made that one first, and then the next summer he said, you know what? Or later on he said, I can make you one a little taller. That's an old male that's been off the bed, isn't it? He's probably, he ain't quite 11, but he's over 10. I might have a different JK color on y'all. I got hung up with that green boathouse. It's got them braces. I lost 2 jigs there. That's why I moved. Bam. All right, guys. You know, people ask me about seeing my jig. I can't see it all the time. I didn't see it this cast. I don't think I seen it the last cast, but it flickered once in a while. When I turn my sensitivity up and get all that, I called it trash the other day when I talked about it, but you get all that, your screen will fill up with all these little like raindrops. And it's feedback, I reckon, or you know, it's bouncing off the bottom and so forth. Your jig is about the same size when you got it at 50 feet, and it takes away from it. That little 1/32 is hard to find. That's why a lot of guys use 1/16. That's a nice fish. He's probably 11 inches. That's why a lot of guys use 1/16 and that type of thing. It's nice to see it once in a while flicker so you know you're in the right area. And then I just start reeling. I count it down. That's what I've done that time. It's a little stick up here, guys. You can see it's just a little stick up there. It's about going in it. But at this time of year, post-spawn, it'll hold a couple fish. And then it'll move on to the channel. The fish have not moved to the main channel yet. As this is June the 1st, first week of June. They have not moved to the main channel yet. I'm sure they're starting to. We've had these cool spells. Say it was 51 this morning. The water's not heating up a lot. When that water gets a little bit warmer, it's 73 right now. Now water gets about 75, 78, they will start moving to the deeper water, and they'll start moving out the channel toward the main, out this creek channel to the main channel. Bam. Oh yeah, you're mean. Oh yeah, oh, he's mad. He's mad. He said, boy, I grabbed that thing and it jerked me up and drug me in my face. That's a good fish too, guys. Got some decent fish this morning. The ones y'all seen anyway. I'm catching some babies. Hey, I watch some of these guys. Every fish they show you is you know, 11, 12, 13 inches. I'm telling you, I'll show y'all some of the small ones. I'll show y'all some of the 7, 8, 9 inches. Because I catch them the small ones too. Yeah, he's probably 11, 11 and a half. Hey, you're not fishing if you ain't catching a small one every now and then, right? Bam. All right, guys. Fishing. He jumped. He's part bass right there. Gotta love that. You know, I've caught some decent fish this morning. Well, the ones y'all gonna see are decent fish. I've caught some babies too. But I've caught some decent fish. Again, some of these are males just finishing up from the spawn. Look at that. He's still got the black in him. He probably will make 10 inches. That's probably about it. He's probably 9 7/8. I don't get exact though. Somebody said I'd get exact measurements. I don't know what they are, guys. That's about what he is. He'll fool you. He's got some length to him. He's probably 10 inches. He just ain't no thickness to him, does he? All right, this is the Ba Stinger. There you go, guys. Bam. All right, I'm just doing a little fun video for Wednesday or Friday on the Ba Stinger. That is the Bronco color. Oh, water visibility is probably, it ain't much, guys. No, it's up to, I can see it down to my tip of my rod down to about right there, about 2 foot. But this is going to be a great clear water bait. As you can see, in this light stain water is fine. It's got all that silver in the belly, which is basically glitter. It's called metallic glitter. Puts a shine on it, okay? Y'all check them out. They should be on this week. As you're seeing this video, they should be there. And this is the first week of June, and we're planning on having them on the site this week. There are 8 new colors. I never made in anything else. 4 new colors in the fat head. 4 of these colors I've transferred to the fat head. The fat head's got 21 colors in it now. Yeah, and it's selling great. I might add 3 more colors down the road I'm thinking about, but right now, let's go with that. We'll do that in the fall probably, okay? We'll make a fall load about September. All right, and actually somebody done asked me about another bait shape. I said maybe in September. Maybe in September. I'm trying to grow this site big enough, guys, that I can retire to it. I got a power wash this week, 2 houses and 2 boat houses, and that's what I want to talk to the young man for. He's got a youngster that's 16. He's going to help me this week, just to help move the hoses and stuff. Power washer hoses will catch on everything. Every time you move I got like 130 feet of hose, and I go up a ladder, it'll catch on the bottom of the ladder. Yeah, I have to go back down and, and untangle it. So it's good to have a helper with you, isn't it? All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all a lot. Check out, if you haven't checked out Lake Country Baits, www.lakecountrybaits, check it out. People ask me this all the time, email me, so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to mention this. I don't do it very often. It will take PayPal. Somebody asked me today, do you take PayPal? It will take PayPal. It will take credit cards. It will take your debit cards. It's WooCommerce. They handle all the money. I handle none of it. They handle it. They send me the order. After you order, they send me a copy of the order on my site. I fill your order. I print the postage label and send it to you. Make sure you're putting your address in right. I sent one out this morning, and the site came up and said, this address is not correct. Do you want to change it? Well, I don't know how to change it. Who am I to change it to? I don't know where you live. I don't know. So if your package is late coming to you, it might be because you didn't put your correct address in there, or you ran it together, or you didn't do something correctly on it. That's what it could be. When they ask me to verify, how can I do that? I mean, I don't know, you know? So I send them. I just go ahead and send them. I've had them come back. I had one come back to me 2 or 3 times, and I took it to the post office, and I asked the postmaster, I said, there's something wrong. It keeps coming back. He gets on the computer, he looks around, he says, I don't know. So I come home and emailed the guy, and I said, because he done commented to me, he said, he ain't ordered from me no more. It takes too long to get something. I emailed him back, I said, because it keeps coming back to me. Your address ain't correct. Email me your address again. He emailed me the address, and I went through it, and he left out his apartment number. Yeah, I put the apartment number, and I sent it again, he got it. That's simple. If you don't put your apartment number and you live in apartments, they know what apartment unit it was, but they don't know what apartment box to put the package in. You got to make sure you have your address correct, all right? Appreciate y'all guys. See you next time.